Hey, all right. We've made it to week 8. We are about halfway through the semester. I think I mentioned this before. I'm teaching Biology 103 right now as a mini 1. And the mini 1 semester is over this week. Like that class is taking their finals. So we're about halfway done. I always recommend this in all of my classes, but when you get about halfway through the semester, that's a good time to just take some quick inventory, see how you're doing in the class. If your grade right now, check your average, and if that's not where it needs to be, like if you would not be okay if the grade you have right now was what your final grade was, ask yourself a couple questions and then you can ask me questions after that. So number one, just think of anything really obvious that you could be doing. Don't lie to yourself and come up with some ideas of what you can change. I've got a few students who would be doing great in this class, except they're not turning in any lab assignments. So if that's the case, you've got to start doing those. And that's the easy fix. You just do the labs. If you are struggling on the exams, but you're not watching the lecture videos, again, that's another easy fix. I know those take a little time to watch, but that's what it takes to do well on those. So the obvious stuff you can fix yourself. If you are at a loss, like you don't know what you could be doing differently, reach out to me and let me know. If you'll call me during office hours, I'll be glad to talk you through a plan on how to study, like make a schedule for how to pace yourself so that you're not cramming at the last second. But just reach out, because if you wait too much longer than this, we've got exam 3s next week. If you wait too much longer than that, the math kind of catches up with you and there's not enough points left to really improve your grade. So just do that. Let me know if I can help with anything. All right, for this week, you've got 2 lecture videos to watch. Chapter 7 is on photosynthesis. Chapter 8 is on cellular respiration. Even though you've got 2 to watch, these are both pretty short. Chapter 7 is like an hour and 15 minutes altogether, I think, and Chapter 8 is less than an hour. So we're looking at just over 2 hours to watch both of those. Just be careful, because even though they're short, there's a lot of information that's packed in there. We're going to talk about the different stages of photosynthesis and what happens in each stage. We'll do the same thing with cellular respiration too. So just give yourself plenty of time to digest that. Don't wait until the last second and watch those videos, because your exam 3 on this material is going to be next Monday and Tuesday. So you want to give yourself enough time to make sense of everything. One more thing is when you go to Learning Materials, click on the Unit 3 folder. I added a worksheet for photosynthesis and cellular respiration. This is not an assignment. You don't have to turn it in, but this is something I started doing with my traditional classes. It's got a worksheet that's just really a big table for you to fill in your information. So what I would do, print that off before you watch the lecture videos, and then when I talk about what happens in each stage, you can be adding notes. I've also recorded a video of where I help you fill out that worksheet. And like I said, it's not the study guide. Still use the study guide, but it's just like another resource for you to use to kind of study and prepare for the test. All right, so last few things other than the lecture videos. Make sure you take the Chapter 7 and 8 review quiz. That's going to be due Sunday, March the 5th. And then you've got your 6th lab is on plant photosynthesis. All right, so this lab, it's a good lab. I like it, but it takes a little while. You have to set everything up, and then you're just like observing and taking notes every few minutes. This lab, you're going to take spinach leaves. You're going to put those spinach leaves in different environments. So some of them are going to have a strong carbon resource. Some of them are going to have light. Some of them are going to have dark. And you're going to set up different solutions to see if the spinach leaves will go through photosynthesis. It's kind of cool how we do this. You take a spinach leaf, and what I would really recommend, here's the one thing I wanted to mention, is if you can find a single hole punch, like the little metal clamp looking things where you punch a hole out of a sheet of paper, you're going to need several discs from the spinach leaf. So you've got a couple options. If you don't have one of those hole punches, you're going to have to get a spinach leaf and scissors and cut out like squares or discs of the spinach leaf yourself. If you got a hole punch, you can just pop those out real quick. But you're going to put them in these solutions. You're going to put them in a vacuum using a syringe that's going to pull water inside of them. And then once those spinach leaves do photosynthesis, oxygen bubbles are formed. That's one of the things we'll talk about, is that when photosynthesis occurs, oxygen is a gas that's produced as a byproduct. So the spinach leaves that are going through photosynthesis, oxygen is going to make them float up to the top of the water. So like I said, the setup is the worst part of it, and then you just have to sit and observe them over a period of time and see how many of those discs float up. All right. Okay, so a couple things. Just make sure, read through the list of everything you need. It says you need a desk lamp with minimum 60-watt incandescent bulb or 13-watt fluorescent bulb. Don't get too hung up on the wattage. I know it's really, like, I can't find a 60-watt incandescent bulb anymore because they don't make them. They've got like lower wattages now. But as long as you've got a pretty strong light bulb, this lab should work fine. Dish soap, paper towels. I mentioned the spinach, the hole punch already. You need spinach. Baking soda, you're going to need that too. So just look ahead through that list and go to the grocery store, get anything you need. Here's the last big thing if you're still watching the video at this point. I am aware that there are websites that have the answers to these labs, and I just want to be completely honest with you on this one. Almost every single other people's answers that I've seen are complete garbage. Like, the answers don't make sense. It's not physically possible to get the results that people have put on those sheets. So I'm just being honest with you. If you turn in something that is the same numbers as another, I've got all of the ones that I could find printed off, and I'll kind of check. If you turn in something that's the same numbers as one of those websites online, or even if you just change the numbers just a little bit, I can't give you credit for that because you didn't do the work. All right, do your own research for this. Even if it doesn't work right, just report your results and that's fine. But if you copy something online, then it's going to be a 0 for that. All right, if you have any questions or if I can help, let me know. Thanks.